Hey folks, Tim here from Rockout Videography again. Today we're reviewing this Ulanzi VL49 RGB light. How much light does it put out? What is it good for? Well, stick around. I bought one. So we're going to try to answer those questions so you can decide if one of these lights would be a good choice for you. You can find a lot of RGB on-camera lights like this one on Amazon, and some of them are really affordable. This light came in a small box with a foam bag, a short USB-C charging cable, and a manual, which I found useful for figuring out how to set the controls. The light can be used in either a CCT mode with adjustable color temperature ranging from 2500K to 9000K and a color render index, or CRI, of 95+. This is set at only 5% to avoid blowing out the camera sensor with glare. There's an RGB mode with a wide spectrum of colors. This is set at about 50%. They're just not as bright in RGB mode. It also has an effects mode with a variety of effects that you can scroll through. The police light effect is cool and may be useful, but can also get you into a lot of trouble. Do not ever turn that on when you're on the road. On the back of the light, there is a USB-C charging port. I got approximately 3 hours of battery time in RGB mode at 100% brightness, although I noticed that the light changed from blue to green at about 2.5 hours, which I found strange. There are also control buttons, the on-off switch, and an LED display. On the bottom, there's an attachment for a cold shoe mount with a standard 1/4 inch threaded hole so that you can also attach it to a tripod or a stand. There are 3 cold shoe mounts on the sides and top. The lights can be connected together if you have more than one. There's also a magnet on the back so you can mount it to any ferrous metal surface, which I think is pretty cool. So, how bright are they? Well, I think it depends on which mode you use them in. It seems that in CCT mode they are brighter, but that's just subjective opinion. I don't have a light meter to measure output accurately. In a completely dark room, this is what you get in CCT mode at 100% luminosity. The light is 6 feet away from the curtain and the video is being shot on a Canon G50 in 4K. You can see that the video is looking pretty grainy. This is what you get in RGB mode at 100% luminosity. Again, not enough light by itself to capture good video. I think that in RGB mode, this light is usable for objects that are small and up close, like models and products. They can also work as an accent light in a low light shot if placed close to the subject, but are not all that useful as room or background lights. They're just not powerful enough. I was hoping to use it as a replacement for the red floodlight I usually use for background, but it just isn't putting out enough light to show up when the rest of the studio lights are on, so I had to get something else. I'm going to keep this light in spite of the fact that it doesn't do what I wanted it for. It can be used as a fill light or accent light in combination with my other studio lights. It makes a useful backup to my VGym lights that we recently reviewed. If you're looking for an RGB light to add to your toolbox, I suggest something more powerful. Leave us a comment and tell us what you think about these small, inexpensive on-camera lights and their usefulness for video and photography. Okay, folks, it's time for
the Featured YouTube Artist of the Week! Yay!
This week's featured artist is Louie the Fly. This is another band that showed up in my feed. They are 4-gigging blues musicians from Central Coast, Australia, who describe themselves as laid-back, mellow, and blues-inspired. They mostly play originals with a few covers mixed in. You know how you go to your uncle's house and all you want to do is chill and watch Disney Plus, but instead you end up hanging out with him and his friends in the garage all night jamming some groovy blues tunes? That's what this is like. All their jams are played live and sound like they were multi-tracked and well mixed. They do a good job with the video editing as well. The bass player commits an unforgivable sin and plays an acoustic electric, and it sounds great. The drummer is using a single drum pad with a kick trigger and makes it sound like a kit. Go to their YouTube channel, subscribe, watch their videos, hit the like button, and leave them some comments. They deserve to grow their channel and gain more fans. I want to take a quick moment to thank everyone who's been supporting the channel by subscribing, liking, and commenting on our videos. The channel's been growing, and it's all because of folks like you. Until next week, have a great day.